Hello, my name is Cecilia Villaverde. I'm a veterinarian board certified in animal nutrition, and I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of promoting water intake. Water is an essential nutrient that is critical for survival, and we need to make sure it's provided to dogs and cats every day so they can maintain a good hydration status. Healthy animals are very well able to self-regulate their water hydration and water status as long as they have fresh, clean water available at all times. However, there are some situations, particularly animals that are prone to dehydration or animals with lower urinary tract disease, where we want to be proactive in promoting water intake. This is especially critical in cats because as a species, they tend to not be very good drinkers and concentrate their urine a lot and rely a lot more on concentrating the urine rather than drinking more. Therefore, if you want to keep them hydrated or keep that urine diluted, in animals with lower urinary tract disease, we really need to push it in this species. Usually for lower urinary tract disease, our goal is to get a specific gravity in the urine below 1020 in dogs and below 1030 in cats in a constant and consistent manner. So how can we promote water intake in dogs and cats that are in these situations? The first one would be to use a high moisture diet. The recommendation would be to feed a diet that's at least 75% moisture. This is very easy and very convenient to do. However, it's not always possible. Maybe the patient is already eating a dry diet and doing well. Maybe it's too expensive because feeding wet food is always more expensive than only feeding dry. Or it's not convenient for the owners. They might not be able to handle just feeding wet. Second strategy, especially if the first one is not possible, would be to feed a dry food but add water on top of it. In order to achieve the moisture that we want, we need to add about between 300 and 500 milliliters per every 100 grams of dry food. So that might not be tolerated in some cases, so make sure when you do that, you do it very gradually. Increase the amount of water very gradually. Potentially also you can slurry in a blender the dry food with the water to make it more palatable. The third strategy would be to use a sodium-enriched diet. This allows for the use of a dry food to promote urine dilution, especially if we cannot use wet food or we cannot add water to the dry food for whatever reason. Some of the commercial veterinary diets marketed for urinary tract disease do use this strategy. It is safe, although we're still lacking data on long-term efficacy. A word of caution, we shouldn't be using these diets in animals that have sodium-sensitive diseases like heart disease, chronic kidney disease, or hypertension. And we shouldn't also use this strategy in certain types of urolithiasis like urate or cystine urolithiasis. Finally, our fourth strategy would be to promote drinking water by using different water delivery methods, such as water fountains or other circulating water systems. We also need to pay attention to flavoring the water. We might be able to get them to drink a bit more. And we have some very encouraging research right now that the use of nutrient-enriched water with amino acids and glycerol can also improve water intake in cats. So hopefully these products will become available to us in the future commercially so we can use them to promote water intake. Whatever the strategy, you always want to make sure that there's fresh, clean water available at all times. Pay attention to the material, the shape, and the location of the water bowls, and I would recommend more than one water station in the house. The best strategy for each case is going to be different, of course, so whatever strategy you choose, it's very important that you do your follow-up in order to make sure that your plan was correct or adjust the plan if needed, right? So the follow-up measures that you need to check are hydration status, and in the urinalysis, you would specifically look at the urine-specific gravity. Remember, we want below 1030 in cats, below 1020 in dogs in a consistent manner. Other parts of the urinalysis are important, such as presence of crystals, pH, other things that are going to vary, of course, depending on each case. If you're not meeting your goals, then you would have to either switch strategies, combine strategies, or be more aggressive with the ones that you're currently using so you can meet the goals that you have for this particular patient.